Season's greetings. Hosting the annual Disney Day Year-End Edition. Tonight's topics: Best Disney 2023 release, Most Anticipated Disney Thing in 2024, and Most Embarrassing Disney Moment of 2023. So put on your party hats, grab the champagne, and sound those noisemakers as we parade down Main Street to the arena. In this corner, he's a year wiser, bordering on disenfranchised with the franchise. Put down the war and peace. It's Rohith Dhar.
Hello, hello.
And in the opposing corner, bubbling with potential or maybe just from too much bubbly, a real firecracker of fandom, it's Dom Pergron.
Hello, that's me. I drink a lot of bubbly.
And joining me on the panel to determine who gets the confetti and who's dropped the ball, it's Tiki and Jacob Weil.
We're gonna need some Ambien. Well, we're gonna need some Sumpian. That's a Red Letter Media reference, kids.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time to explain that, Tiki.
Well, it ties into the, oh God, how embarrassing.
Sure. All right. How was everyone's holiday?
My holiday was good. I spent time with my family. Everything was good.
It was a good as well.
I can't complain.
Peregrine, dare I ask?
It was fun. Yeah, it was good.
Good. All right. Okay, we have some commenters joining us for the show here. We have Ellie B saying hi.
Hey, Ellie.
Hi.
Hello.
Well,
We got the Code Geass anime fans saying hi. I hope you all been enjoying the holidays. Well, so far.
Not over yet.
True, we got one left.
I'm not a drinker, so New Year's Eve means basically nothing to me anymore.
What do you mean you're not a drinker? You do like the whole drinks around the world at Epcot, Tiki.
Dragon, that was years ago, all right? My body cannot handle that anymore.
Your body couldn't handle it then.
No, it probably couldn't have. You're right. All right, anyways.
Anyway, so a little refresher on the rules for tonight, kids, those joining us and those who may have been a while. So we have 3 rounds. We're going to, the way the rounds work is our players are going to reveal their pick. They will then give their opening statement in which they say all the nice things and just kind of lay out what's the deal with their picks are. And then they're going to fight it out. Just going to let them swing wildly, and we're going to see what happens. See who's going to knock the other person out with words, not fist. Then you will hear this sound coming from my favorite co-judge, R2-D2. When he's the bell, when he speaks, everybody shut up.
Tiki, how does it feel knowing we rank beneath a robot?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much par for the course of my rankings in general in life.
Jacob, it's very small-minded of you, okay? For all you know, we have many bot listeners right now, and you've offended all of them. You monster.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Forgive my associate's intolerance, folks. I'm very sorry for that. Anyway,
I didn't mean to offend the robot audience.
And some people are subbing Robotica right now. Okay.
Oh God!
For all you know.
You just made the little girl from The Creator cry, Jacob.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Look at that sad robot girl cry. Look at her.
All right.
It's like the Native American with the trash bag.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, anyway, as I was saying, so R2's the bell. When he sounds, we deliberate and we vote on who gets the round point. At the end of 3 rounds, we break out the New Year's nickel.
Ooh.
Yeah. So of course,
Up the stopwatch. The nickel. Hold on. Sorry. All right.
There
There
you
we
go.
go. There it is.
I think we'll name it Philip. So
It's like, what's the problem with the nickel dragon?
well, this is an optional feature of our little game. Of course, the New Year's nickel lands heads. You could get a point. Lands tails. That's the gamble. You could lose a point. But again, that is your choice. It'll be offered to both players at the end of 3 rounds because you put in the work and we want to reward you. We want to give you both a whole nickel. 2 nickels to rub together, one could say. Now, hidden in one of our mini rounds is the Centennial Silver Piece. You know, Disney reaching 100. It's a big deal. Centennial, all that. So, the way the Centennial works is it will be offered to the winner of the round it is found in. And, gentlemen, it's the whoever wins it, it's their call if they want to flip it or not. But rest assured, even if they don't want to flip it, it will be flipped. As in, they decide not to flip it, the other guy's going to have to flip it. That is their choice, and that's
Look
exactly
how many
what's
times in the
going to
row
happen.
Tails is coming up. Just psyching you guys out.
Yeah, and for those coin predictors out there, I hope they have a little notepad at the ready here. So Brandon heads this many times and tails this many times. So if we had the coin 50 times, let's see who's
I
going to.
seriously think I've seen like 2 heads and like 9 tails so far.
My team of analysts.
Oh, should have called it
There it is.
the Naruto coin. at this point.
Naruto.
Yeah,
I don't even watch that show, and I know that.
I just stumbled a little in saying it, man. Relax.
My only association with that show is just the run.
I met one of the voice actors from that show recently, though.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Yuri Lowenthal voiced Sasuke.
Also, Spider-Man.
Yep.
Anywho. Okay, let's see. So there is a penalty phrase in effect. Now, this could be a name, could be a word, could be a phrase. I could just be messing with you. There could be nothing in there. Who knows? Assuming anything is said, something bad happens. Something very bad happens to one of our players. And you, the audience member, get to watch them squirm and stumble, and it'll be a nightmare for them. But we aim to please. Essentially,
There's something interesting in store this time.
yeah, it's not just going to be a coin in this case, folks. Some really bad happens where no matter how you slice it, you're not going to like what happens, dear player. So cower in fear now before we get things started. So after the main round, we enter the speed round. And by the way, you, viewing audience, yes, I'm talking to you, Gias. I'm talking to you, LEB. I'm talking to you, theme park priest. We're taking audience questions, so if you want to leave some for us, we'll be inclined to use them. Hopefully, assuming you stay for the duration, we will be happy to use those questions, and you get the judge who gets the point for your question. You get to be judged for a round, essentially.
Woohoo.
So yeah, a lot of fun there. And of course, the first 5 points wins 2023. Gentlemen, do you understand these rules as I've explained them to you both here this fine evening?
Not at all. Can you go back through it right from the beginning?
Okay, so we have 3 rounds, and the way we're going to break down the 3 rounds, you're going to reveal your pick, and there's going to be an opening statement, and then you're going to fight it out.
You guys, you can't just joke around with Dragon like that because he'll actually do it. That's the thing.
Yeah, I understand. Yes,
Okay.
that second time really got it through my head.
Okay.
He's a quick learner.
All right.
As long as it's been repeated once, he's a quick learner.
All right. Let's cue the randomizer. Let's find out who's going first and second for the duration of it.
Looks like Rohith's going first, and Dark Pergron is going second.
Why is it dark?
I don't know,
more,
Dark Pergron. Why is it dark?
because you hate rock walls.
It's a long story, Dragon.
There's a lot of lore. It takes like 30 seasons to even get to it. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
What did you do? Did you make him a goth kid? What happened?
Kind of.
Anywho, let's get things started. Round numero uno. What was the best Disney release of 2023? This could have been show, movie, anything. So best release. Rohit.
My pick was Loki season 2.
Okay. All right. Pergron.
My pick was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
All right. We're in the MCU now, kids. All right. Rohit, opening statement us.
Loki season 2 was a return to form for the MCU. In Loki season 2, you have quality direction on the part of the directing pair of Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, who directed 4 out of the 6 episodes. You have the return of great actors such as Tom Hiddleston in the role of Loki, Owen Wilson as Mobius, Sophie DiMartino as Sylvie, and you have new actors coming in as specifically the examples that come to mind is Rafael Casa as Hunter X5 / Brad, and are my personal favorite addition to the Loki show, Kiwi Khan as Ouroboros or Obi. In this season of Loki, what makes this the best Disney release is that it does not conform to the typical formula of superhero fiction and live action, where it's like you have the hero come in, you have them go through the hero's journey, and then you have them fight a big evil CGI monster with the portal in the sky. And you have sort of, the ups and downs, the typical hero's journey as stated in the monomyth in Joseph Campbell. For Loki season 2, the journey that Loki had started in the beginning of Loki season 1 and concludes at the end of Loki season 2 is a journey about examining what is your desires and wants and sacrificing those desires and wants to prioritizing the needs of the many. For Loki, for such a character that's been characterized as vain, prideful, narcissistic, sadistic, to transition from the beginning of season 1 to season 2, and in season 2 especially, you have a level of vulnerability that Tom Hiddleston is able to portray through his interactions with Sylvie, through his interactions with Mobius. You have, albeit just to speak about the performance, Jonathan Majors does interesting work in his performance as Victor Timely. And what makes this season stand out, not just among Disney Plus shows, but just among Disney releases overall, is the level of craftsmanship in terms of the direction, as I've highlighted, with Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead taking the direction that Natalie Holt had done so well in the first season, Kate Herron, and elevating it to depicting the collapse of the multiverse, depicting sort of the Groundhog Day scenario, having the mise-en-scene of the period setting in one episode this season where Loki and Mobius goes to the 70s to apprehend a rogue TVA agent. And in the writing with Eric Martin, who was part of the season 1 writing crew and is now the head writer for this season, his ability to display Loki's sort of disenfranchisement, his sort of, outsider status at the end of the first season, and trying for him to get back to where he wants to be, and then figuring out what he needs to do in order to take care of his friends and take care of his loved ones. There's no big action sequence. There's no sense of like, oh, like that just happened, the cliches of Marvel dialogue. What happened in this season was quality sci-fi writing where you have a character go on an existential journey and conclude that existential journey in a grander scope, in a sense of this is a person who wanted to rule everything and now needs to rule everything for the betterment of the people around him. And this is all undergirded by the fantastic compositional work of Natalie Holt. Specifically at the end of the season, when Loki's about to transition to becoming the caretaker of the multiverse, all of this, all of these elements, the writing, the direction, the like quality performances from the newcomers, and especially the old guard. Tom Hiddleston, when he's going through the whole Groundhog Day scenario, his ability to convey competence, to convey tiredness, and his transition to having a solemn but understanding embrace of what he has to do in order to save the multiverse, in order to prevent Armageddon, is acting quality that you rarely see in genre, let alone on a Disney Plus release that was set out at the near the end of this year. For Disney, we're the best release of Disney in this year. You have a show that has quality writing, quality direction, quality score composition, quality visual effects. You have all the great components that go into making a quality movie or quality show, all firing on all cylinders. And if Disney's going to look back and see what do we take as the platonic ideal of how to make quality genre fiction, whether the MCU or just in any big franchise or any big IP, Loki season 2 is the benchmark. It's the gold standard of taking a character that's had an established lore, established fan base, and taking him on a journey that ends in a satisfactory manner and reinforces the value of good storytelling in Disney and in just entertainment as a whole.
Okay, Paragon.
Just before I get started, I'm not going to hear like R2D2 halfway through my opening, right? We're good.
No.
Okay, cool. I was wondering if we were running the clock there. Because holy crap, that was a lot about a show nobody watched, dude. Jeez. No, the best thing Disney put out this year was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, rarely, and I mean rarely, does a media franchise end in a satisfying way. Think of it like the Star Wars. None of the Star Wars movies is the last one anyone's favorite, right? And maybe the prequels, but that's because the other two suck. Finales are hard to get done, and Marvel is pretty famous for not doing them all that well themselves. So seeing Guardians of the Galaxy show up, come onto the scene, and not only be the best MCU thing that was put out this year, but also being a perfect end to these characters that so many people loved. In 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy came out. People fell in love. It was immediately like the underdogs. Nobody knew about them going into it, except for maybe some like really serious comic fans. And going into it, like everybody came out of it absolutely adoring this franchise. And these characters have grown on us over time, over experiences. And Guardians 3 doesn't just end the characters as like this is the final movie because we're ending it. They allowed James Gunn to play in this world one final time to give us the perfect send-off to these characters. In the entirety of the MCU, including Endgame, I hadn't cried once. I like the MCU pre-Endgame. I'm okay with it post-Endgame. Guardians 3 has made me cry 4 separate times. It was packed full of emotion, and not just the sad emotion. You were sad, you were happy. The highs were high, the lows were low. Marvel managed to make a villain that you hated so much that you yourself wanted to leap through the screen and kill them. That's something Marvel struggles with. This isn't just like a good movie. This is a phenomenal movie that ended these characters in a way that is satisfying for everybody, was heartbreaking, but also managed to bring about a great sense of happiness. You want to talk score, you want to talk cinematography. This had some of the best prosthetics in movies all year, and I believe it had the most prosthetics in any movie of the year. The CG didn't look like typical like recent Marvel CG. It was actually really solid, and the soundtrack. I mean, the soundtrack was absolutely killer. They brought in some songs, including Dog Days Are Over, Florence and the Machines. That has been on my end of the year playlist. It was like my top number, like 6 song that this movie brought in and made this important. Guardians of the Galaxy was an event, and it also happened to be the most successful, not only Marvel movie, but Disney movie of the entire year. And I believe one of the only one that made money, or the only one that like profited, which is crazy. So yeah, I pitch Guardians of the Galaxy as the best.
All right, boys, time to fight out.
Oh, and I forgot to mention earlier with the words, like you can basically any time now, anytime you say the words, you might have even said some of them just now, but you won't find out until after the end. You're never safe. Even between rounds, you're not safe.
All right, so I said one of the words.
I didn't say that.
Heavily implied.
Yeah, you did. You didn't.
Okay. All right, so we're going now.
So
Yeah.
let me start out with this. Here's, I think, a point to be made is that for Guardians 3, I think it still is sticking to the kind of superhero like action movie formula. And Loki season 2 does not follow that formula at all. And I think that's a testament to sort of a sentiment that's been expressed about the superhero genre in movies and TV, where it's like, okay, we know at the second act there'll be a big fight, the hero loses and he has to lick his wounds. At the third act, he gets a second win, all that stuff. And Guardians 3 Kills still kind of follows that formula. Whereas with Loki season 2, the way that the show ends, like the kind of leading like the last 2 episodes, it's like a Groundhog Day scenario, and it's people having dialogue and weighing the stakes of it, and there's not like a big fight scene or big CGI like blast or anything like that. It's a character weighing the cost of how do I make the multiverse exist? What do I have to sacrifice? What do I have to let go or absolve to have people live in peace and harmony? And I think for Guardians 3, it's like you have like, humor that's for all the intents and purposes, it's sort of the typical Marvel humor sort of a thing. I think for like, and you can kind of tell sort of the beats in which it's like, okay, there'll be certain sequences that kind of feel like sketch comedy pieces. There'll be certain times in which it's like, okay, here's this obligatory action scene, and you can have like music to kind of make it catchy and all that stuff, and that's kind of the James Gunn shtick. And whereas for Loki season 2, it's just it is simply a quality score by Natalie Holt, quality direction from Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead for 2/3 of the show, quality writing from Eric Martin, and all of these coalesce to telling a powerful and poignant story about how one sacrifices their sense of self, their sense of ego, their depth of ego to embrace a greater collective care for others. And that's incredibly significant for a character that is the textbook definition of violent narcissism.
Now, I'm going to jump in here because first off, I want to address your point of Guardians being a little bit formulaic. And I think, I don't think formulaic is bad. And I think saying formulaic is bad is kind of undermining the formula that maybe not the Marvel movies, but the Guardians movies have. Yeah, there's going to be an action scene with awesome music. That's what makes us love these movies. And I think that they pick the music enough that it's not like, oh, here comes another action scene with like some pop song. It really does fit the emotion of that scene. No Sleep Till Brooklyn in the hallway fight was not only a badass scene because, oh, it's a CGI fight fest. No, it was characters that we love in close proximity, in a really great cinematography as well. With that, I think it was cut, but like it looked uncut with music that really exemplified it. Now, I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch Loki season 2. I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on how the quality of Loki season 2 is, and I'm sure it's good. The first season was good. I don't care that much personally about Loki season 1 because I thought Loki had a perfect finale with Endgame. I thought that was the perfect way to wrap up Loki's character. Cast him aside. He's done. This is the perfect death for this character. Where Guardians allowed us to explore these characters in more of a way than like some formulaic Marvel movie. If you want to look at Marvel movies that are formulaic, look at the Marvels. Look at Ant-Man Quantumania. Look at even Spider-Man, right? The most recent Spider-Man movie, which the No Way Home, is that the one? Those were characters that just kind of like they fit a formula, they hit all the beats. Guardians 3 had real emotion to it.
See, but here's where I have to stop you there.
You got to explore a character who was the definition of narcissism. Rocket Raccoon was a narcissist. He was an egoist.
But
he was an asshole. And you get to explore that, and you get to save that as well.
I'm going to cut to, so here's my specific response to that. The movie is structured weirdly in the sense that we have sort of the main plot of like the Guardians, trying to save Rocket, and we have sort of these flashbacks intermittently throughout the movie. And I think the movie's structure suffers because of the way the scenes are kind of organized. Because for the most part, for the majority of the movie, Rocket's kind of, out of the picture, and we're just kind of seeing Rocket kind of going through his emotional pain and suffering, and of like the flashbacks, all that stuff. And then when he gets back up, he just shoots at the High Evolutionary, and there's no like it feels rushed. There's no sense of like development lead up to it. It just feels like Guardians 3 is like we have the regular main movie with the High Evolutionary going after the Guardians. And then you have this other, sad, short film or this other piece that's focused on Rocket's like origins and tragedy in being a key manageable for the High Evolutionary. And I think that, and because of that, I feel like the movie kind of just doesn't flow as well as I think James Gunn wanted it to flow.
That's how movies work, though.
There's
tons of movies with flashbacks intercut.
My issue is not with the flashbacks. I'm just talking about like for Rocket. It's like this Rocket's literally comatose for most of the movie, and we're experiencing a lot of Rocket's arc. And when he comes back, he's like, "All right, bam!" Shoots at the High Evolutionary. There's no like development. There's no like build up to it. It just kind
of development's done in the flashbacks.
The
development is him
but that's growing. Messy. Here's the thing: for movies that have flashbacks, you have the characters who experience or are the main thrust instead of flashbacks are still active characters in the main plot thrust. The fact that Rocket wasn't makes the movie kind of shaky on a structural basis.
No, because it informs the character arcs of the rest of the characters. They're a family, and it really shows that this is a family now. Rocket's out of action, but it allows us.
It doesn't inform the character arcs because the thing is that the other characters aren't necessarily privy. They're not seeing these flashbacks. Rocket's not recounting these flashbacks.
No, because they don't need to. They're out to save their friend.
No. But the thing is that like, here's the thing. It's like you have these actors that are doing the best job and conveying this emotional feeling, and you have sort of this build up and development from the past two movies and their involvement in Infinity War, Endgame, and Thor: Love and Thunder. But I think for the movie itself, I think there's an execution issue where you have your main character, your main thrust, kind of be not involved with the main action. I think it would have been interesting if Rocket, maybe was involved. It would have been interesting for him to kind of convey or connect. But the fact that Rocket's kind of emotionally he's comatose, and all the other characters are kind of laying their emotional baggage and thus informing their feelings for taking care of Rocket. I think it would have been much more significant and much more impactful if Rocket came back from his coma in the middle of the movie or earlier on, and he had a more active role in the main story thrust.
But if he did that, then the movie wouldn't have gone to the place that it needed to go. The story did that because it needed to do that. Rocket comes back at the perfect time because it's at the time where the Guardians think they're losing. It's at the time where the High Evolutionary is at its peak, and Rocket comes back, and yes, there is character development there. Rocket ripped the High Evolutionary's face off. He was violent. He was aggressive. And then he gets in. He manages to, instead of killing the High Evolutionary, he realizes that I have learned all this stuff. I'm not going to seek vengeance. I am going to spare him. And instead, I'm going to focus my energy on saving these other animals and these the kids too, but the animals from experiencing what I experienced. He went
it's
in.
It's a lot. Here's the problem with the way you laid out the movie. The issue is that then it's not. It feels like Rocket isn't like an active part in his character development, his character arc. It's like it's kind of like it feels kind of like with the flashbacks, the way that they're laid out in order. It's kind of like it's borderline emotional pornography. It's just like, okay, here's animals getting abused. And I feel like I think the issue for this movie, if a lot of people watch this movie, is that eventually the shock value, the feeling of seeing those animals getting tortured, will kind of dilute over time, and then what's left is like, okay, this character that I have feelings for, it's just kind of out for the count, and we're just kind of seeing his character development, his backstory that maybe should have been probably mentioned in other movies, or maybe we could have had our main guy been an active part of the main story. Whereas for Loki is an active character. He has agency. The plot moves because of the decisions he makes that impacts the well-being of his friends and the well-being of the multiverse.
But Loki, I'm gonna just try to like interpret how you're arguing here. Rocket can go in that backstory because of the other movies. Because of the other movies and the character that we understand, that's why it works. And I know that that's going to be thrown back at me that, oh, well, this should be a standalone movie. Loki season 2 requires not only Loki season 1, but also Endgame, also or Infinity War rather, also Endgame a little bit, also Thor and Thor 2 and Thor 3 and the Avengers.
You're mischaracterizing my argument. My argument is not about our knowledge of whatever. It's about we have this movie. And
no, but you're arguing against Rocket. Rocket doesn't need to be an active participant because we've seen it. We've seen Rocket go in, and we've seen in the first movie the thing on his back, and we're like, "Oh, what's that about?" We've seen how he acts. We've seen how he behaves, and this is just the culmination of that. We get the backstory of it, and then we see how it finishes out. And it works really well in that capacity.
No, it doesn't work in the capacity because the thing is that what James going to structure in the way the movie is like, it's a lot of characters feeling sad because it's animals getting injured, and we have this natural human inclination to care or feel bad for animals getting injured. And I feel like James Gunn was probably doing a lot of shortcuts emotionally speaking in terms of the art for Rocket. And I feel like there could have been something more significant if Rocket maybe was comatose down his wall, and then he had an active part in emotionally relating and speaking and communicating, because part of Rocket's arc throughout these movies is that he becomes more open, he becomes more communicative, he becomes much more loving.
But the movie
communicate, and then the fact that is like he's just kind of like he's just laying in this hospital bed, and then all these characters like, oh, I feel bad for Rocket, I want Rocket to die, and Rocket himself, like he comes back and then shoots or defeats the High Evolutionary. It's like it would have been so much more fascinating and so much more cathartic if Rocket was active and convey his feelings about the High Evolutionary, and it would have been about our arc. It's like, hey, he's kind of in a leadership role, and it's like, how do I lead, and how do I survive this? How do I make sure the situation where my current family doesn't get killed, doesn't get taken away like my prior family? That would have been
the movie was about Rocket.
Have Loki.
Okay, that's it. We're done. Okay. Tiki.
Yes.
What say you?
Okay, I will say that was a hard fought match, guys. I think Rohith, man, I think your Achilles heel in this stuff is that you really do need to trim down some of that opening argument, because you basically laid out like your opening article or your opening argument, Rohith, essentially felt like a Wikipedia article. I'm sorry. It was just like, yes, that is indeed what Loki season 2 was about. But Rohith, you were really good about picking at the structure points of Volume 3, which were definitely the things in that movie that you can pick at. That being said, I think even though it was really good and really back and forth, and I think you both did a great job, I think Pergron held his own enough against the arguments, even though there were some really solid arguments against Volume 3. And frankly, I just didn't hear enough for Loki Season 2, honestly, beyond just, like, it being a satisfying end. And it's like, oh, they're not, I feel like Pergron was able to really go in and break down what makes Volume 3 special, whereas Loki season 2, basically what I heard was like, yeah, it kind of bucks tradition. It's a satisfying ending for the character. So close match, but I'm going to give my point to Pergron. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of you felt differently. So,
Jacob?
Yeah, this is again tough fought match, guys. You guys did a really good job of laying out your points. Like again, Rohith, probably not try to front load all your arguments up front. So, sometimes it can come across a little top heavy. That's all I'm saying. But sounds like.
Are you calling his argument fat?
No. No, I said front loaded.
What do you said top heavy though? That's what I'm asking.
Well, it was at the top of the round.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Go on. Who are you leaning towards?
It's like I'm kind of agreeing with Tiki on this one. Like a lot of Rohith's points about Loki were basically about the like more of the behind the scenes about great work by the directors and fantastic score by the composer. And I really liked this guy. It's like basically other than the whole tradition point, I didn't really hear much else. So I'm going to give my point to Pergron as well.
All right. Well, for me, it not that really matters either way. But honestly, because I really did not hear, I barely heard any knocks against Loki. I'd give it to Rohit. I think Rohit's strategy was kind of like after the opening, which it needs to trim the statement. Yeah, it went on for a while, and even the fact that Pergron could you kind of went out of the gate swinging with that's not a good sign.
Good strategy on Pergron's part, though.
It does feel, as far as Rohit's strategy, though, he did kind of throw Pergron off with the rocket point. I think it was like the big weapon he had in this chamber, and you kind of see Pergron getting fixated on. And because of that, he didn't really go after Loki. So I don't know if that was fully intentional on Rohit's part or not. Well, it was entirely intentional on Rohit's part. If it was, I respect the strategy, so I would give him my vote's for Rohit.
Okay.
Regardless,
all right.
Pergron's got one on the board. There's one Pergron.
There we go.
Okay. So, let me see. Jacob. Oh, dear prophesizer of doom, was the word said?
Do you really want to know, Dragon?
I have a mild curiosity, yes.
Do you guys want to know?
No.
Not
Just
really.
keep it a mystery.
Well, too bad. And you shall know no longer because the word was not said. You guys did come close.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who or what, but you guys definitely did come close.
We'll tell you. It was Laser Dude. He said it, but we're not.
Again,
somewhere in Canada, Laser Dude just got a spidey sense. Like, hey, someone's talking about me.
The Condiment King strikes again.
He does. That he does. Okay. So that brings us. Well, actually, let me. Okay, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check for the coin. All right, you ready for this?
No.
I'm gonna go for it anyway. All right, here's what I'm going to do, folks, to find the coin, to see where it is, of any number of hiding places it could possibly be. Jacob?
Okay, it's in your couch cushions.
Well, no, Jacob, I was going to ask, do you have the coin?
No, Tiki is I don't have the coin.
Tiki, do you have the coin?
I have my commemorative World's Fair coin, which is a prized possession, but I don't think that's the coin.
All right, no luck there, gentlemen. We're just going to press on.
I mean, I have a bunch of foreign coins right in front of me, but that's about it.
All right, but no Centennial silver pieces, nothing for the 100th anniversary, nothing.
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
I have a 50th anniversary pin.
Well, I just wanted to make sure I checked everywhere, folks. We're going to move on. That's all I wanted to do. Okay.
All right. Then. That brings us to round 2, right, Dragon?
Yes.
All right.
Which Disney thing should we anticipate most in 2024? So, and the emphasis of thing, that means it could be movie, could be series, could be theme park attraction, could be anything. And of everything that could be picked, Rohit, what did you pick?
Deadpool 3.
Okay. Pergron, what
I
say
went with-
you?
I went with Star Wars: The Acolyte.
Okay.
Ooh.
That Rohit whenever you're ready. And keep it targeted, would you?
Okay. So Deadpool 3 should be the most anticipated Disney release in 2024 for a variety of reasons, and I'll keep it short, sweet, and to the point. You have the main returning cast and crew from the first 2 Deadpool movies coming back to the third movie, and as such, the Deadpool movies have always been movies that have, if not always the best of the genre, has always been the most funniest, the most entertaining. And to see that continue on in the third movie, which should be something that all fans should be excited for. You have Sean Levy that's in the director's chair, and he's had done pretty good work with Ryan Reynolds and Free Guy and the Adam Project. And I think because of that kind of chemistry, that kind of relationship, I think they're able to provide even better work, or even work that's utilizing the best of their talents in Deadpool 3. And you have freaking Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. You have one of the most iconic superheroes in cinema in Wolverine, and especially Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, coming into an R-rated movie and having a buddy cop dynamic with Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. It's something that we've seen the dynamic of in comics, in the animated Hulk versus Wolverine movie, in the Deadpool video game, but we've not seen it in live action. We've not seen it, especially with these actors who are incredibly funny, who are incredibly charismatic, who can also do great dramatic work with their respective characters. So seeing these two just kind of bounce around, having kind of a lethal weapon in the MCU or even the Fox Marvel universe, is just a great time. It's a time in which we can just take the piss out of Fox Marvel, out of the MCU, or the superhero genre, out of really movies in general. And these few people, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Sean Levy, I think can concoct something, a medley of fun, of raunchiness, and just a good time. And I think everyone just deserves a good time with great laughs and just charismatic and popular actors playing noteworthy characters in the superhero genre.
Pergron.
All right. Well, as a massive Star Wars fan, there's one thing that the Star Wars fans have always wanted, and that is Disney to not own Star Wars. But for those of us who aren't toxic, if there's one thing that we really, really wanted, it's an exploration of the dark side. The dark side is fascinating. It's interesting. It's got some of the coolest characters. Everyone loves Darth Maul. Everyone loves Darth Vader. Everybody kind of is okay with Count Dooku, but kind of likes him a little more after Tales of the Jedi. And the Acolyte is promising that, with taking us not only into a little bit about the dark side and the return of the Sith, but we're also getting to take a time back. We're getting to jump away from Skywalkers. There's not a Skywalker in sight as we take our time back to the High Republic, an era that has been explored through books and comics and whatever, but hasn't been shown on the screen yet. It's a new time for Star Wars fans, and it's going to show us a new era of Star Wars that we haven't yet explored, as well as get to take us into the dark side, something that we haven't been able to explore on screen very much at all. Especially not as deep as the Acolyte seems to promise. I'm going to save my critiques of Deadpool for the argument round, but I just think that The Acolyte is a really promising and interesting show. It's different from the other Star Wars content that we're getting. It's not taking a beloved character and just kind of trying to force them into a show. It's going to be its own unique thing, and as we saw with Andor, that's what makes the movie that's what made Andor so interesting, and that's what's going to make The Acolyte the most interesting of the things coming out from Disney next year.
Okay, so let's actually do a thought experiment. What is more likely to be the case for the average person? Will they be excited to see Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, like hanging out with Hugh Jackman Wolverine in an R-rated movie, or this Star Wars show that's way before any of the most noteworthy important characters in the Star Wars franchise, and we're focusing on the dark side, which has already been explored to the most annoying degree in films and other TV shows. Like The Acolyte is just retreading similar ground.
Retreading. Hold on.
No.
First off, the question is, which should we anticipate more? Not which is the average person going to anticipate more?
No. Because here's the thing. This is key to the prompt. It's
Okay.
What should we anticipate the most? Like Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, like having back and forth the Hugh Jackman Wolverine is something that we as fans of the superhero genre, of just like a popular culture for the past 20 or so years, have been wanting for it to happen, and now it's going to happen, and that's something that's exciting that you couldn't even imagine to happen 5 or 10 years ago. For things, The Acolyte, the way you sold the show is like, oh, it's set in the High Republic era that's not really explored in films or TV, explored in books and comics. So that's kind of a barrier of entry. 2, it's not going to be focused on any of the characters that we wanted or interested in. So why do I even want to invest my time to watch 8 or so episodes?
Why do you invest yourself in? Why did people invest themselves in Game of Thrones back in 2011? Why did people invest themselves in Succession? Why do people invest themselves in any TV show? The Office. We invest ourselves because it's an interesting story. We don't invest ourselves because of the character. When we get into the character, if you're going in just for a character and you're willing to eat whatever slop they throw on your plate because it's got your beloved character in it, that's how we get Kenobi. That's how we get Boba Fett. That's how we get most of the Marvel stuff that we've gotten recently. Now, I get it. Your argument is we are hyped for Deadpool. We are excited to see it. But the question is, which should we be excited for? People are going to be excited for Deadpool regardless, because it's Disney throwing the Marvel nerds a bone. Right now, don't get me wrong. I like the first Deadpool. I think the first Deadpool.
The Acolyte isn't throwing the Star Wars fans a bone. Like, it's set in the High Republic era, a really niche area for Star Wars fans.
It's a new era. It's not niche. It's new. It's new. You're getting to explore something new. Deadpool 3. What are they going to explore? They're going to do the same stupid jokes that we all think they're going to do.
More dark side powers. Here's how more characters will fall to the dark side's influence. This is a
no. It's not. We fall to the dark side's influence. It's the return of the dark side after a period of not having it. That's interesting.
Have the dark side return in the Phantom Menace or in the sequel trilogy.
No, it's always been there.
The dark side and the good force has been such a well-worn territory.
It's the return. All right, no. Deadpool 3. You keep hammering Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Hugh Jackman Wolverine got the best send-off possible. Logan was a masterpiece. He is dead. They are bringing him back for a cash grab to get the Marvel fans excited. I'm not excited to see Wolverine
any
return.
Other Star Wars show isn't a cash grab.
It's all a cash grab. It's Disney. But I'm saying.
What is the way you're talking about this premise is like, oh.
I said it's exciting and we should anticipate
years before. It's like we've consumed so much content about the dark side's influence, the impact of the dark side in the galaxy and all that stuff. You mentioned about Andor. I want more shows that deal with like not the Jedi or Sith or even the Force in the galaxy. But that's not what the Acolyte is. It's like, oh, here's the Jedi and here's his mystery about the dark side.
You're underselling that while trying to oversell the premise.
You're underselling my point. The thing is, we're anticipating like a lethal Wumple dynamic. You have Ryan Reynolds, a really great comedic actor, and
you have Deadpool, a character straight out of the mid 2010s,
a well-loved, beloved actor. coming back to the role in a context in which he's doing a buddy cop, at least
After already having the perfect send-off.
And then it's not. Here's the thing. Yeah, Logan is a great send-off, but here's the thing. Hugh Jackman in an interview said it's like, oh, but he saw the first Deadpool movie. He's like, God, I wish I could do like a Lethal Weapon, buddy cop thing with Ryan. And
I would be
fulfilled. And I think there's something interesting and something cool and funny and potentially dramatic with these.
I think this argument could be made for Deadpool being one of the greatest things to come out of next year, if and only if it wasn't in the MCU. I don't think it being in the MCU is lending any credence. It's going to be they throw Hugh Jackman into a Deadpool movie, and then they're not going to make cracks at the MCU.
The level of like back and forth and the taking the piss at the MCU, the Fox.
They're not going to though.
Yeah, they are going to. They're giving it R-rated. They're going to like make fun of like everything under the sun.
They're going to go, there's Kevin Feige. Hey, that She-Hulk ending was bad.
And just kind of go through the emotions. And I love how you talk about slop of Marvel. But at Star Wars, you have the slop. Here's the thing.
Slop from Star Wars comes from what you're trying to pitch Deadpool as. It's taking the character that we already know and forcing them into a story.
It's quality writing. It's like it's not knowing how to direct actual TV. And I think for in this case, it's going to be a regular movie. Like the people who did the first two Deadpool movies don't have to make good, entertaining movies. And I think that's. As far as for Star Wars,
people who made the first Deadpool movie do the second Deadpool.
No. The second one, it's maybe not as great as the first one, but it's still like entertaining and decently well made. And the thing is, for Star Wars, like this past year, you had like Ahsoka that was okay at best. You had like Mandalorian season 3 that was a step down from Mandalorian season 1 and 2, and you have like Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But those are just helping to emphasize my point that something new and original is exciting.
How can we not imagine the Acolyte also like being a disappointment?
It could be, but so could Deadpool too.
Okay, I think we got it. All right.
Oh, I could have gone for another half hour on that one.
What say you?
Oh boy, this is a tough one. You guys were really going at it back and forth. Not gonna lie.
I'm gonna say right now, I think that was one of the best rounds we've had in a while. Just the back and forth of it all. I was really impressed with both of you on that.
Oh yeah. Well, this is admittedly a tough one. Well, I'm always looking forward to both of these. But that means ultimately it does come down to the strength of the argument, after all. And. I'm going to have to side with Pergron.
Okay. I cast my vote for Rohith Dhar. All right, Tiki, break the tie.
Okay, like I said, I do think this was very well fought between the two of you, but I do think that the final blow that really solidified it for me was essentially the thing about it's new, like Star Wars, like all the Star Wars stuff is trash now and it's old and familiar, and it's like, well, that's exactly what Deadpool 3 is going to be, is old and familiar. So I think honestly, between the two of these, I'm way more looking forward to Deadpool, but I think Pergron had more compelling arguments for why. Deadpool, we'll pretty much know what we're going to get. But with the Acolyte, yeah, it could be bad. It definitely could be. I think I made the same argument for the Haunted Mansion movie last year, and look what happened there. But the Acolyte could be really special. Deadpool 3 is going to be solid, but I don't know if Deadpool 3 is going to be special. So I'm going to give the point to Dark Pergron.
Don't entertain the dark. Come on.
I'm the one who created the darkness, though, Dragon. I have to entertain it.
We gotta corrupt all the pure things, Tiki. All right, so Pergron's got 2 on the board. We have some comments.
Yes.
All right.
So Gios says, "This is why I couldn't be a judge. I struggle to leave my biases at the door." I feel you, Gios.
Could hardly notice, Code Gios.
I would be hyped for Deadpool 3 if Deadpool wasn't in it. Dragon, this man has not seen Deadpool.
Yeah, I know. Gogias is kind of dead to me this podcast.
Yeah, Kogias, you're not going to find a bigger fan of Deadpool than Dragon. Let's just say that. Oh, wow. I couldn't stand Logan, so I'm glad Wolverine's getting potentially happier send off. Kogias, I am not trying to discredit you at all, but you have some of the most interesting takes, my friend. This is a man who is full of hot takes, and he's not afraid to share them, and I respect that. So, all right. We have Priest, I assume he's bringing in some real-world religious knowledge here. He says, alkalites bring light to the world. So come to the light, dark. All right, LAB, very heated, very entertaining. I agree. Okay, but Rohit, do not despair. I feel like you definitely improved that round. So, you know.
It was a very close round, I'm not going to lie.
Remember, the speed round makes or breaks, and you still get
the
a
speed
third
round is the
left.
great equalizer. Jacob will remind you many a times he has come in 3-0 in the speed round and still won. So
Great equalizer.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna keep reminding you.
Jacob,
I might have lost a bit of my edge since sitting in the judge's seat all these years, but
right.
I still have some fight in me.
Jacob, what's the forecast looking like?
Let's see. I'm pulling up the weather charts now, Dragon. Let me guess. Cloudy with a chance of the word. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, it's clear skies from here on out. So.
Oh man, no human suffering today.
Not yet, anyway, Dragon. But
Okay.
I'll keep an ear out for it.
All right. Anyway, let me say.
But I will give another hint. You're actually not close this time.
Interesting.
All right. Okay,
and by that I mean you were closer in the first round than you were this one.
Yeah.
So remember basically all the words you've said, and you'll be fine.
All right, Dragon, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna check my stocking for the coin. Just excuse me while I do that. I'm sticking the hand in the old stocking, and all sorts of goodies in there. But I got Pez, but I do not have the coin.
Can I say one thing about Deadpool 3?
Yeah.
Pergron, I do think you should have gone harder on Sean Levy.
You know, I would have if I didn't have to defend the Acolyte so hard.
And I'm surprised that you mentioned Knights of the Old Republic or something like that.
I'm sorry, Dragon and I. Okay, Kogias, you want to talk old dads? Dragon, Free Guy is our original old dads, and we are much more heated about that.
I really like Free Guy. All right.
And I really dislike Free Guy.
I like Free Guy.
There you go.
That's because Jacob's not a communist.
Oh my god.
Dude, Dragon, you like Green Book. I think we need to.
Okay.
Let's.
No one needs to bring Green Book into this conversation.
Have you now, or have you ever liked Free Guy?
All right.
Anyway,
I actually think out of the two of them, I think the Atom Project is the one I slightly like better.
You enjoyed the Atom Project?
Yeah, I did like. I outwardly dislike Free Guy, so yeah, out of the two, I would prefer the Atom Project. I agree. He is a strange choice for cheaper for Deadpool because cheaper by the dozen. Night at the Museum. Night at the Museum is definitely his best movie for sure.
And also, he's done Stranger Things lately, and
Stranger Things is probably the best case for him. But
again, the main reason he's picked for Deadpool is because he worked with Ryan Reynolds on 2 other movies with Ryan Reynolds in them. So that's the main reason.
I get that. All right, round three.
I know you know. I'm telling him that. All right. Okay, it brings us to round number 3. What was the most embarrassing Disney moment?
Oh my God! How embarrassing!
More embarrassing than my son. Well,
let's just say though, Disney is a punching bag now. Warner Brothers had much worse year than this one.
We might get into that later, so hold off.
Are you sure about that? Warner Brothers had Barbie, Jacob.
Yeah, but overall, yeah, again, that's not a major indicator of quality. First off, and secondly, their box office, their box office and everything else was not nearly as good as it has been. They were worse off this year overall.
Well, I'm saying everyone was worse off. Barbie was still by far the highest grossing movie of the year. Anyways, you and I aren't debating, Jacob.
Hey, you want to take our spots?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they need to take 5. So, this is of course just most embarrassing moment. It could have been movie, could have been like event behind the scenes, could have just been anything that happened in relation to the company, whether it be a ride or a movie or a TV show or just like something happening in relation to the company, anything with in connection with Disney that happened this year. There you go. Okay, so
Reese, before you sign off, I hard agree the theme park panel was a disgrace. Anyways, I hope you have a good night.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
Okay, so Rohit, what was your answer?
Secret Invasion.
All right. Pergron.
I went with Fish.
Okay. Rohit, hit us.
All right. For Secret Invasion to have come out, release all its 6 episodes weekly in the summer of this year, you have Samuel Jackson, beloved actor, playing beloved character Nicholas Fury in a TV show that's described as an espionage thriller. Oh, great. Maybe it's going to be like Andor, The Americans. It could be like Captain America Winter Soldier. And then the show came out. It took one of the most popular, most well-known stories in the Marvel Universe, Secret Invasion, and made it into a dull, plotting, lifeless, anemic production that wasted the collective talents of Samuel Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, Emilia Clarke, Kingsley Ben-Adir, and maybe Olivia Colman. With the way the show is structured and the behind the scenes, it spelled the end of the love for Marvel. It is very much a sign of troubling times for Marvel, and hopefully things are turning around. But the way in which the show was made, the way in which the episodes were released, the issue in regards to the AI intro, especially during the actors and writers strike with issues about AI, the show reflected all of the worst trends, all of the worst attributes that people complain about in the film and TV industry. And it coming out has put a dent in the quality of the MCU, has introduced elements and characters that feel awkwardly placed and have to be resolved, or else it just ruins the internal logic of the universe. And it reflected a growing dissatisfaction and displeasure among the viewing public and critics for the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward. And that being its big cash cow Disney, that is an embarrassment. That is like we need to reorient and shift strategies. And that is what Bob Iger has just trying to do, and hopefully successful. But this is the canary in the coal mine.
Okay, Pergron.
All right, so Disney, founded in 1923 as the Walt Disney Studios, has been pumping out one thing pretty friggin' consistently, and that is original animated features. And celebrating their 100th anniversary this year, they had to really hype up an original animated feature as their big send-off. And for that feature to fall as flat as Wish did, that the online discourse was that the Adam Sandler Iguana movie was a better animated film to watch Thanksgiving weekend than Disney's new film, cannot be more embarrassing in the 100th year of the company. This movie, if you want to talk about AI, right? You had your AI intro, and that was bad. This movie feels like it was written entirely by AI. There is in my heart of hearts, I do not want to think that human beings touched this movie in the writing department, because if it does, all it does is break my heart that maybe the writers should have kept striking a little bit longer. This movie ruins everything that Disney animation has always been while trying to pay homage to it. It is uninteresting. It is bland. It has horrible songs. The animation is not good. And for the 100th anniversary, this is the movie that they were supposed to knock it out of the park with. And we know Disney can do it. In recent years, they've done Moana. They've done Frozen. They've done Encanto, right? And all of these movies have been very successful. They've been widely loved. The fact that Wish couldn't follow that and couldn't be the movie that Disney needed it to be is way more embarrassing than a bad MCU movie, when the MCU's kind of been embarrassing themselves for the past couple years. I think Wish is a significant worse embarrassment.
Man, I'm glad you're. Oh, you got what was the argument?
All right, boys, fight out.
I'm glad. Well, I'm glad, Pergron, you had a Wikipedia entry at the beginning of your argument. But let's actually go to the heart of the matter. Like for Secret Invasion, the elements that could have made it work were there, and the way it was executed, from behind the scenes production issues to final execution, was a mess, and showed all the things that are raw, that are pending, that are great issues in the like film and TV industry. The issue of the AI intro, the issues of the like badly placed, like, this isn't a TV show, this is a 6-hour movie. And the worst aspect of that is present in Secret Invasion's pacing. You have actors such as Samuel L. Jackson and Emilia Clarke and Kingsley Benadir, very dynamic, very like emotionally rich actors, just having no life, no sense of soul in their performances. And you have the fact of the matter is that the most interesting part of the status quo that could have been explored in Secret Invasion happening at the end, when the show is over, and it all ends with with Nick Fury kissing his alien wife. Oh, and then the aliens are basically or a persecuted minority, but we'll just kind of hand wave it to the Marvels. It's great, but like you have Emilia Clarke being accidentally the most powerful character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's going to be awkwardly have to be dealt with in some random entry in the MCU. And the way in which it has all the worst attributes that people have criticized the Marvel Cinematic Universe, criticized about Hollywood in general, it is an embarrassment for Disney, because it is the most embarrassing for Disney this year, is because Marvel Cinematic Universe has always been a consistent hot selling property. For a long while, it's been considered the Pixar. It's been on the same lines as Pixar, and Phase 4 had its ups and downs. But I think people can make some good faith arguments and could highlight good things in each of the Phase 4 entries. But in Phase 5, and especially with Secret Invasion, there was very little good for this show. This was the show that was on the level of Inhumans, an Iron Fist, and that is incredible for something that's under the Marvel Studios banner to be on the level of those two TV shows.
I think Secret Invasion is bad. I will give you Secret Invasion is bad, but it's not the most embarrassing thing Disney's done, because we've gotten so many things around the same level of Secret Invasion from Marvel. Marvel's been embarrassing itself for a while. I mean, think of it: Black Widow, Ant-Man, Quantumania, the Marvels. These were just bad things that people are like, ugh, the MCU's kind of, I don't really want to touch it right now. And you kind of expect it from that at this point.
Hold on.
You might get a good gem, right? Guardians of the Galaxy was the standout this year. I think Loki season 2 was all right, but it's not the most embarrassing thing Disney did this year.
Let's let you set the record straight. So let's hold on a second. So you have your personal opinions about the MCU, whatever. But Disney hasn't come out with like mediocre anime movies that kind of just like came and went.
Of course they have, but not on their 100th anniversary.
The argument basically, this is the 100-year anniversary. It has to be the best thing. And it's just okay. It's not.
It's not that it's just. It's not just that it's not the best Disney movie, right? It could have been a good Disney animated movie. The fact is, Wish is not a good Disney animated movie. If you look at its reception,
I don't think the embarrassment is that you. Okay, here.
If I was a studio,
Disney animated film, you have other crews. You can have other talent making good Disney products in the future. This Secret Invasion is part of the continuity for the
a continuity that's been going downhill since 2019, though.
It's not.
This is the
it's not-
100th
it's not
anniversary
underground.
of a studio that was founded on animated features. The
I-
animated feature needed to be their strong point this year. You
It-
can have
like,
mediocre
Disney-
movies
hold
like
on.
Indiana Jones.
Disney does not need to have Disney is such a big conglomerate that having a not so great and okay anime movie here and there is not the end of the world.
It's
What
not
is
the end of the world. It's
what
not going
is
to
the end of the
bankrupt
world?
them.
What is
But
the end of
it's
the world?
it's embarrassing. It's the most embarrassing for them.
Secret Invasion, where you have an AI intro, came out in the middle of the writers and actors strike, and you have issues with the pacing. You waste talented actors. You have awkward plot points that are going to have to be resolved in ways that don't hurt the eternal logic universe. Whereas you have just an isolated anime movie that just wasn't as good as you hoped for.
But
and
it's
the
not that it's
anniversary
not.
year, and that's not embarrassing. What's embarrassing is having something.
If you ran a
in
studio,
your main
hold
selling
on.
franchise.
If
Your
you
big
ran a
selling
studio,
franchise that elevated you to be the king of the box office.
if you ran a studio for 100 years that was dedicated and founded on animated movies, on your 100th anniversary, I promise you wouldn't be looking at the thing you bought 20 years ago. You're looking at the thing that people know you for. When people talk Disney, they don't think Marvel. When you say Disney, they don't think Marvel. They think Marvel. When you say Marvel, they don't think Marvel when you say Disney.
They're pretty much
think
one
Disney
of the
animation.
people.
Disney has put out childhood-defining movies.
Disney is just
Lion King,
entertainment.
Beauty and the Beast,
No.
Aladdin.
So Disney, here's the thing. Disney hasn't been the quality Disney for the past 5 or 10 years.
I would disagree with that. You had Frozen. You had
when Frozen 2 came out, and it wasn't good the
you
first
had
one.
Big
So
Hero
I don't
6.
know why
You had
I
Moana.
wish to single that as the most embarrassing thing. There's always going to be up and down animated films. The thing
And there's
is,
always going to be bad Marvel movies.
the main,
That's just
the
what we're
Marvel
getting
movie
now.
is the main touchstone of Disney's product. They spent $4 billion in 2009 to buy Marvel Entertainment.
And it succeeded
Okay,
for them.
okay, we got it.
Disgust. The genuine disgust there.
R2D2. 5 more minutes.
It's not a snooze button.
Make him a snooze button.
Oh my god.
Okay, Tiki.
Yep. Yeah, honestly, this was this was probably the closest so far, because I do think both of you have really good points. I think Witch was embarrassing for sure, especially on the 100th anniversary. But I think I am going to go ahead and give the point to Rohith, just because I think that while Wish did have some redeeming elements to it, Pergron, it's not a good movie. When I walked out of it, I was like, yeah, that was a 6 out of 10. It's not too bad. Now I think it's not great, but it's still got pretty backgrounds and visuals, and you can tell at least artistically people put some work into it. Secret Invasion, I don't think anyone put any hard work into that show at all. And continuity wise, it just I think the canary in the coal mine, that was a great end to the opening argument, Rohith. That was a lawyer end of the opening argument, because it really solidified yeah, Marvel might have been bad before, but this is just this is the omen of the end. So my vote is going to go to Rohith.
Okay, my vote is interesting. I was initially on Pergron's side during this, but then basically it got to this place in the argument where it was pointed. It's kind of Rohith circling the fact that, well, it's basically it's an anniversary, not a definitive this is a serious decline in quality problem here. This is just they had a not so great movie, a so movie, line of where that's kind of been happening lately. So I don't know. It sounded like he was. I think I'm leaning. I was going towards Pergron, but when the facts were stacked up against each other, I don't know. I think it sounds. The arguments against Secret Invasion kind of stacked up, in which there's a lot of stuff you can't really walk back from in terms of we brush it completely under the rug in the Marvels. It's a lot of damage. A lot of damage was done there. However, I did love a lot of Pergron's points that like the whole like like the Leo bit at the top there. Like Leo, this Adam Sandler who came out was better.
That was a really, really good way to put in the opening argument. I still have not watched Leo though, because those character designs just do not look.
I know, Tegan, but I keep telling you, it's worth looking into.
All right.
Anyway, so I think it's by a very narrow margin, because I think Pergron made a number of good points, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it feels like there's more of like a legit problem in terms of the embarrassment of something not performing with Secret Invasion. So I'm going to cast my vote for Rohith.
All right.
Jacob, just for the heck of it, who were you leaning to?
Again, not that my vote really matters here, but I was actually also going to go for Rohith.
Oh, clean sweep.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm not going to repeat myself because you guys basically took all the stuff I was going to say right out of my mouth.
Well, there you go. All right, so it's 1-2 right now.
Damn, that was the one I felt strongest about too.
Well, you won the previous. We won the previous 2 rounds, so you worked
Well,
out.
well, dab your eyes with the 2 points you earned, Pergron.
I messaged Tiki when he picked answers because I was so close to picking Bob Iger, saying that the strikers were selfish as my most embarrassing.
That would have been a really, because it's not just what was the most embarrassing release. That would have counted as a moment.
I
for
forgot
sure.
to message you back, and I'm like, you know what? I'll commit to Wish.
Oh, if you did that, Pergron, my big response would be like when Bob Iger's like, "Oh, our storytellers just have kind of focused on the message and not on the quality of storytelling." It's like that also could have been embarrassing. Throwing your creatives under the bus. Yeah, that's great. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so first I'm going to before we do anything here, let me search for the hidden coin. I'm going to check the mailbox. Just going to open that up here. Nope, just Christmas cards. No, just late Christmas cards. No, no coins, I'm afraid. Oh well. All right, Jacob. Was it said?
Do you really want to know, Dragon?
In this case, Jacob, I really want to know.
It's like, do you guys want to know?
Sure.
Well, you guys technically both said the words.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
true.
god. Oh my god.
Nikki, should they both spin, or should we make what do you think? Do we want to make them both spin?
I think they should both spin, yeah.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna make them both spin. But first, we're going to go. But we're gonna hold off on that for a moment. We're gonna go to. We're gonna lull them into a false sense of security.
First off, do you want me to tell you the words, or do you want me to wait until?
Yeah, what was the word? Yeah.
All right. Rohith said box office. And
Oh man.
Pergron said Iger.
Now, technically, Rohit.
Oh.
And technically, yeah, but then Rohit did say Iger again.
Oh, does it not? Hold on? Does it count out of the?
No.
It counts
One
out of the
spin.
argument.
It does. Ever since
Yeah, out of the
since
argument,
we
yes.
started the
Yes,
game.
it does.
Damn, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
But
Well, regardless, you stepped on the landmine.
Hold on.
either
So
way
what if
for you.
I hold on? Just for posterity's sake, I'm just very curious now how this works. What if I had picked that? Would that not have been a word?
most likely not.
Probably not, no, honestly.
Okay.
But Rohit, we will not have you spin twice, right, Dragon?
Yeah, that's right. But we are going to have both of them spin because they both said words, right?
I
Yeah.
think he spins it once because he said both, and I only said one, and that saves me.
No, basically, you said it first, and that basically prevented him from suffering the punishment of saying Iger. He still gets it for box office though.
Okay.
And since he said it first, that means he's going to spin first.
Yes. Okay. But first off, let's start a little sugar before we break out the cyanide here. Let's let's start with the New Year's nickel. So, gentlemen, you both are offered this. Feel free to flip it. Should you choose, this one's just you don't nothing bad happens if you choose not to flip this one. But it's it's your call. Do you feel lucky? Rohit, huh? Do you feel lucky? You want to flip it?
Nope.
Huh?
Nope, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Pergron, you want to flip it?
I'm also good.
Are you sure? It's a shiny nickel.
What are the rules again?
Oh, this
Heads,
is
you get a point. Tails, you lose a point.
yeah, that's all.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. No.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys want to flip it just to see?
Want to see what happened?
Let's
No,
see.
because then I'm gonna.
Tiki, why is you?
Good call then.
Yeah, Rohit's a wise one. Let's see what happened if Pergron flipped.
All right, flip it again, Tiki.
Okay.
Oh, world of what ifs.
Oh,
Okay, you
I
both
will
made the
say, this
smart
particular
call.
point is very partial to Tails, man.
Yeah, after watching the opening, I ain't flipping nothing if I don't have to.
So I don't blame you, honestly.
Okay, let's see how bad this is gonna go for the two of you. Let's
God.
let's go to the wheel.
Dragon, may I do the honors?
Well, yes, executioner, put on that hood.
Introducing
Hey guys, I think Jacob's under that hood.
the Wheel of Punishment.
Oh God! Oh my God! Dragon's choice.
As you can see, around this wheel is whatever punishment is various selection of punishments, and you, whoever it lands on, will suffer the punishment. I'll give a brief explanation as to each one.
Okay.
And some of these have been here on here before, but we do have a new one, which I will get to. Opponent chooses your answer. Some of these are self-explanatory. Lose 1 point, and you give it to your opponent. Opponent can block an answer. Like let's just say whoever gets this, well, your opponent will be able to prevent you from choosing an answer after they hear it. Meaning, like, oh, they think that answer's too good. Sorry, you can't use it. A respin, that's basically just spinning the wheel for suspenseful purposes.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
This is so monstrous.
Lose 15 seconds from speedrun opener. Instead of having 30 seconds during the speed round, you only have 30. Fortunately, this will only apply to 1 round. Dragon's choice. Whatever dragon comes up with, you have to suffer the consequences. Switch point totals.
Oh my God!
No points awarded next win. And you might notice this little silver here called reversal. This was created because this is created in anticipation of not having 2 people say the words at once. But what would have happened was, basically, if this person would have landed on it, the opposite person would have spun instead and suffered the penalty in his place.
Oh man! Okay, okay.
But to be fair, we made it small. I might actually remove
What if?
this.
Okay, I propose that if someone lands on it here, then the other person just straight up has to take 2 punishments.
There you go.
That works.
I propose that.
That works.
Okay.
I accept your proposal, Tiki.
Thank Tiki for the
All right.
nightmares, boys.
I love it.
And since Rohit spins first, that means if it lands on reversal, that means Pergron will have 2 punishments to deal with.
There you go.
So Rohit, Jokers and I are famous for unionizing here. Do you want to unionize here or just not
Oh
accept?
my God!
We're not allowing unions.
Union busters.
It really
on
is a
strike.
Disney debate.
I'm going on Disney debate strike.
All right, Rohit. Let's hope fate smiles upon you this fine evening.
I just want to see Dragon's choice so bad. Oh, so close to Dragon's
Oh my
choice.
God!
Okay, so that means Rohit's got 2, Pergron's got 1.
What a punishment. Jeez, man. You really got screwed by the
Gotta be
wheel
honest,
here,
I
buddy.
really didn't expect that one to get landed on tonight.
Oh man!
Well, it'll still be up there, so maybe it'll land on that for Pergron too.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's
Oh, that
see.
would, I
Let's see.
really genuinely hope not. That would be such a waste.
Oh, you really got.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I'll remove that from.
Okay, let's. Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
So, sometimes, who knows? The wheel was merciful this time for Rohit. All right, and what is Pergron gonna land on?
Give me Dragon's
Why we
choice.
need a
Give me
union.
Dragon's choice.
Okay, so
Okay, block answer.
okay, that means Rohit has the ability to block one of Peregron's answers.
Man, this really worked out well for Rohit, didn't it?
I know, right? Okay.
Sorry, Pergron.
You know, there will be a union contract coming to you guys next time.
All right.
Well, you know, I say that, Peregron, you can talk to my lawyer.
In the future, though, I think I'll make the switch. In the future, though, I will make the switch points one smaller too.
A question for the block and answer.
Mhm.
So I would have to hear Pergron's answer and then just say no, and then
Yeah.
just make us okay. And I can only use it
Yeah,
once.
you can use that basically any time.
Yep, the one
And
time.
it's only one time.
Yep,
Okay.
one time.
Fantastic.
Like no more than that.
Cool. Thank you.
And if you don't use it, it will just go to waste.
Do I have to use it immediately? Well, yeah, I can use it anytime. So, okay. I'll reserve it to when it.
Okay.
Well, remember, the name of the game is to get the 5 points, so I'd suggest it before someone gets the 5 points. But, you know, you get the idea.
No.
And things that I'll take this situation into heart and reduce the switch total points from now on.
All right.
To be fair, though, I didn't expect two words to be said at the same time.
Even if he did, he would have gotten. Even if he was the only one who said the word, he would have still won. Still would have benefited out of that one.
I know, but there's still one more word out there, so it could still very well be.
There's
All right, guys, let's move on. Speed round. Come on. I'm sorry, I don't mean to rush you. I just like let's
Oh,
go.
yeah, you don't mean to rush anyone, sure. Okay.
Are you rushing or are you dragging, little Ricky?
It's like, I don't mean to rush you, but I'm going to rush you.
Okay, we're entering into the speed round. The way the speed
sorry,
round works is you have 30 seconds followed by a 15-second rebuttal. We are opening up to audience questions. First to 5 points wins the game. Hey, guys, you remember that wheel thing we just did?
Oh my god.
We're going to do it again. Don't worry. Different wheel, but we got to keep you guessing. So, time for the wheel of Defoe.
Oh, Defoe.
Spin the wheel, you win a Defoe roll.
Willem Dafoe's Wheel of the Rolls.
Okay, Rohit, you won the last point, so do you want to spin first or second?
I'll let Pergron go first.
All right.
And Rohit, you
Canary in
cannot.
the coal mine.
And Rohit, you cannot block this one.
Okay.
Yeah, this one actually, yeah, you can.
All right. That's fair.
It only has to be one that he chooses himself.
Gotcha.
This would be a really funny one to block on.
I mean, Dragon, do you want to allow blockage or?
I would allow blocks
tell you
here,
what,
honestly.
just for giggles, we'll allow blocks.
All right, but
In
remember,
case Rohit doesn't like what Peregrine's got.
Before the spinning the wheel, right?
no, you have to know his answer.
After he gets his after he gets assigned an answer. However, just you might want to wait till the questions review. Well, actually, it's your call. You can do whatever you want in this case.
Okay.
After at least we spin the wheels though.
All right.
All right, so
Okay.
This one is for Pergron.
Kogias, no, his role in Mr. Bean's Holiday is not there. Sorry. All right, Klaus Kleiman.
Okay. Let's see what Rohit gets.
And I'll hide that choice.
Mm-hmm.
And for Rohit,
Ooh, Godwin Baxter, the new kid on the block. All right.
Okay, now you're probably thinking that's the end of the wheel, aren't you? Well, you're wrong. We now are going to follow this up with the wheel.
Wheel.
Oh, Muppets!
Oh no.
It's the Muppet question.
Okay, so
I don't even know what
win-
I don't know what the actual question is myself.
Okay, you win a Muppet, you're gonna win a question. So we're gonna spin. Who sees? Okay, so we're gonna spin for Pergron.
And the question is, Dragon, will he block the Defoe answer or the Muppet answer if he decides to?
I would say in this case he can take either blocking both or none at all. I would say
I can't block both.
yes, but not just one or the other.
Yeah, it's gotta be
You
the
have to
full
block the whole
combination.
package if you
Yeah.
want to block.
Okay, got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, so this one is for Pergron. Your Muppet of the Night is Sam Eagle.
Ooh. Oh my god.
All right. Let's see what Rohit's gonna get.
Let's see what your Muppet tonight is.
Ah,
And it is, in fact,
New
New
Zealand
Zealand.
and his boomerang fish.
I love both of these picks for both of these roles, I've got to say.
Okay.
I can tell what the question is.
Okay, here's the question. Which Muppet should have played Defoe's part in the Defoe film of choice?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
Which Muppet should have played Defoe's part in the selected Defoe movie?
So basically, what you're swapping out Defoe for the Muppet that
Yeah,
you
so the
landed
Muppet
on.
is playing the Defoe role in the film. So basically, in Tanaquatic, you have Sam Eagle, and in Poor Things, you have New Zealand.
Okay, so what's the name? Godwin
Baxter.
lose. I'm making a banner to make it easier to keep track. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, whenever you start speaking, Pergron.
Now, Rohit, would you like to block this?
No, not at this time.
Okay.
All right, so if you want a Muppet to play a Willem Dafoe role, you want Sam Eagle to play Klaus Daimler. And the reason is there's no Muppet more loyal to something than Sam Eagle. Now, Klaus was very loyal to Steve Zissou throughout the entire film, and Sam Eagle is loyal to nothing but America. If he can channel that loyalty into the loyalty of his captain, I can absolutely see him crushing that role because we know Sam Eagle is capable. I yield my time to the chair.
For New Zealand, he would be an incredible Muppet to play Godwin Baxter in Poor Thing. Godwin Baxter is this mad and complicated scientist, and Godwin Baxter just likes to throw fish. Imagine the madness he can do. Imagine him teaching Emma Stone's character to throw fish. Imagine him throwing fish into the reanimated corpse. Imagine switching brains of humans. The madness, the sheer cinema, the keenness is high.
Sam Eagle siding with his captain during a mutiny is amazing. New Zealand throwing fish at Emma Watson's face, not interesting. There are a million Muppets that could play Godwin Baxter significantly better. There's not a single Muppet who could play a loyal first mate than Sam Eagle.
Stone, not Watson.
That's totally what I meant. I think it's Watson, are you not?
All right, anyways.
I just watched that
said
movie.
Watson.
I did. There goes my point.
All right.
Sam Eagle looking slightly annoyed in a submarine is not as dynamic as New Zealand emitting out gas bubbles. Trying to teach Emma Stone how to use the bathroom, having his new creation learn how to throw fish.
Okay, Tiki, this is your question, so I'll let you pick.
Yeah, you know what? I think that I honestly think that New Zealand is the more obvious one, but I think I am going to have to give the point to Pergron just because Sam Eagle playing a German character never got brought into question. And I think that's just like kind of like a low-hanging fruit that Rohith did not go for. So I'm sorry, you guys, like, because as soon as I heard Sam Eagle as Klaus, I was like, oh, that is not going to work. But no, I think Pergron actually did make some valid arguments for why it would work. So New Zealand as Godwin Baxter, really fun, probably fits the vibe of the movie more, but I think Pergron just pulled it out. Close though.
Okay. All right, let's see. Should we do a quick draw question or an audience question next?
Probably an audience one, maybe.
I think the audience question is technically a quick draw question, so I guess either or. So I guess let's just go with the audience question. Then.
Guys, mind if we take 2 seconds so I can hit the bathroom?
I'm okay.
Okay, thanks. I'll be right back.
All right. So Dragon, coming up Saturday night, you and I are counting down our top 20 movies of 2023. Are you excited about that?
Kind of.
You're just brimming with excitement, Dragon. You're thrilled about it.
Yes, I am. All the anxiety of ranking things and feeling self-conscious about where I'm putting said ranked things.
I kind of feel that. I'm sort of on the same page.
I'm back.
Very good.
Okay. Oh, wow. That was quick. Okay. We all know Old Dads will be on Dragon. So is Old Dads on your list, Dragon?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Great. All right. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry. We were going to go with an audience question.
Yeah, I believe LEB submitted the first one. Cohen, right there. Yeah, see, well, I guess Eastern would be 10:18.
I actually like this one.
Okay, I guess
2023 should get a sequel.
I guess since you're the one pushing the button, we'll go with that one then. All right, so what movie released in 2023 should get a sequel?
And you know what? I don't know. Should we make this broad? Because let's stick to Disney. Because Ellie might not have seen more of the broad stuff.
No, we just need to wait for Pergron to come back.
Well, no, he's back.
I'm back. Yeah.
Oh.
Hold on. You mean we have to pick a Disney movie to get a sequel?
Yeah. Tough question, right?
Yeah. None.
It can be a sequel to a sequel.
Oh, Ellie said she'd be cool with Broad.
Oh, you'll be cool with Broad? Okay, broadly, what 2023 movie should get a sequel?
There was no answer. There was.
Dragon, what say you?
Well, we all responded to this.
I'm gonna go When Evil Lurks.
Ooh, okay. I'm not sure if LEB's seen it, so you'll have to do some explaining there. That's kind of a cut, but I respect it. Okay, Rohith.
Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Okay, all right.
Good pick. Good picks.
I would actually say Poor Things. I think Poor Things could have a really interesting sequel. Anyways.
Okay. Hey, whenever you're ready, Pergron.
All right. So, When Evil Lurks is one of the most interesting and engaging horror films of the entire year. It's visceral, it's disturbing, and it leaves on a really, really good cliffhanger where a character is brought into the world, a demonic character, that is just left completely wandering out in the open. Now, the story leaves that open, and I think this would be a really interesting way to carry the sequel. This movie features Argentinian demonology really interestingly.
Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves was probably one of the most consistently entertaining movies of the year. It has a great cast, it's great writing, and just a really fun vibe that I think a sequel to it could just expand upon it. The first one was a heist comedy. Maybe the second one could be of a different genre within the fantasy space. And whether it be with the main characters, the main cast, or a different cast, these writers and directors know how to make things fun and engaging, but still honor the lore and just the spectrums of D&D. So I'd be excited to see how that can be implemented in a sequel.
I'm sorry, guys. I accidentally stopped that. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
When Evil Lurks just leaves this perfect opportunity open to explore the world in a bigger way, kind of like in a Quiet Place or something like that. Where Dungeons & Dragons, yeah, it could be a sequel, but it's kind of going to be more of the same stuff, more of the same D&D jokes. I think it works better as a standalone and doesn't have to expand from there.
Horror movies don't necessarily have great returns on investments in sequels, so there might be diminishing returns. Dungeons and Dragons, as long as you have the same directors and just kind of the general idea of what the story is, it doesn't have to be a high sci comedy, it doesn't have to be the same crew. It just has to honor the spirit of D&D, and I think that's going to be more exciting than like a horror movie sequel.
All right, LEB, it's your call.
Okay, while she's doing that, real quick, I hate doing it this way, but Tiki, I'm just gonna display the inside baseball real quick.
What?
We may have had a slight scheduling opportunity here. Do you want to do the list on Friday or Saturday? Give them the choice.
Saturday.
Okay, you want to stick with Saturday?
Yes.
You're sure?
Absolutely.
Okay, never mind then. We're all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, have we not been checking for the secret coin or whatever?
Well, I was going to wait till the end of this round, but
Okay, just making sure.
oh, we got an answer.
Pergron. Okay.
Okay.
Pergron's clawed his way back to the points.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna check this. I'm gonna pull a Wonka here, kids. I'm gonna check this storm drain because I see something shiny down there. What do you? Oh my God! Lo and behold, coated in all the muck of Disney right now, it's the Centennial Silver Base. We got it. So, Peregrine, do you know what happened to the man? Tomato suddenly got everything he ever wanted.
He lived happily
That
ever
was so
after.
corny you could even begin to complete that.
he got the flip a coin. So, Peregrine, what do you say? You want to?
I'm
want to flip it?
I'm gonna reject this one.
That means okay, Rohith, you get to flip the coin now.
Can I reject this as well?
No, you have to flip the coin now.
That is the new twist of the hidden coin.
Great.
It must get flipped. It
All right,
demands it.
so,
All right, go ahead. Oh, that's good.
Okay,
Yep.
there we go.
I thought.
Yeah.
All right, tie it up again.
All right.
Rohith with 3.
Yep.
And Pergron with 3.
Yep.
I love-
3-3, kids.
I love how Rohit's earned 1 point this entire game, and damn, I'm putting all the legwork into this. I'm gonna need that supercut of best answers ever, please.
Okay.
All right, so Dragon, what are
Here's
we
a-
doing next?
Okay, quick draw question. Okay, it's been a major anniversary year. It's the year of threes, so it's been a major anniversary year, which begs the question: what is the better film? Wait until you hear both titles, okay? Before you jump on it, okay? Finding Nemo or Nightmare Before Christmas?
Finding Nemo.
Ooh.
Who said it first?
I mean, I definitely said it first.
Oh, shut up.
You can always block it and take it, you know.
Well, I mean, that is an option. So
Yeah, that's an option. Yeah.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to?
I'm not gonna use my block for this.
Okay. Okay. Well, then we're gonna have to. Okay, guys, who'd you hear first?
I heard Pergron first.
Jacob, do you concur with that assessment?
I concur.
Okay. All right. Pergron gets Finding Nemo. Rohit gets Nightmare Before Christmas.
And that means Pergron goes first.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Finding Nemo is an exploration of fatherhood, of parenthood, of family, of trust. Nightmare Before Christmas is just kind of an all right holiday movie about like sticking in your own lane. The message isn't that great in Nightmare Before Christmas, and it is in Nemo. Nemo is also a great family movie. It's a movie for the adults, for the kids, and it explores on both sides of that, where Nightmare Before Christmas is a great movie for Hot Topic kids and Christmas time. It's just, there's not even any denying the only thing Nightmare Before has for it is Hot Topic.
The Nightmare Before Christmas as a movie is
Wait. Sorry. Go ahead.
The Nightmare Before Christmas as an animated film movie has a lot of great artistic flair as because of the direction of Henry Selick. You have great voice acting from the likes of Catherine O'Hara and Paul Rubens. You have great songs. And Finding Nemo is just a movie that is for normie families that love the Ellen DeGeneres show. So let's actually get the record straight on that. And The Nightmare Before Christmas, it's not about staying in your lane. It's about appreciating what you have yourself and appreciating other differences with the holidays. So it's a matter of appreciating all kinds of holidays.
You want a movie about appreciating what you have? That's family. That's fatherhood, and that's what Finding Nemo is all about. Finding Nemo is an emotional character, and nobody cares about the Ellen DeGeneres show because everyone's there for Albert Brooks. That's who we're there for. Some of the best voice acting in a movie, and some of the best animation as well.
I'm gonna go ahead and give Rohit 18 seconds there.
The Nightmare Before Halloween is a classic that has incredible music. This is Halloween, like music, like earworms. You have Just Keep Swimming and the Bruce, just like things that are just annoyingly repeated. The Nightmare Before Classic is an anime classic that practices appreciation of the holiday spirit and the overall beauty of the individuality.
Okay.
Did you say Nightmare Before
Yeah,
Halloween?
that was Rohit. That was kind of
Yeah,
terrible.
you said Nightmare Before Halloween. And then,
The Nightmare Classmate.
Sorry, Rohit.
Yeah,
It's a
that was
personal favorite of mine.
just none of that rebuttal was good at all. It was like 18 of your worst seconds ever, my friend. I'm sorry.
Dang.
Just hurt you. You just hear Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh my God, all
Okay, I
right.
think this one's pretty cut and dry. I think the point's going to go to
Yeah, I think
Pergron.
so.
Pergron.
I will say I do like the line about like, hell yeah, we're here for Albert Brooks.
Yeah.
Pergron, if you get another point, you win.
All right, Rohit, you might want to
How-
think about using that block.
How am I going to give Rohit a free point this round?
Well, you call it the Nightmare Before Halloween again.
It was just speaking fast, just like you just look. If he was stoked, you gotta okay, whatever.
It's fine. I said Emma Watson instead of Stone, and that's
This is
much
true.
worse
This is
crime.
true.
I mean, and to be fair, you saying Nightmare Before Halloween.
There was
didn't-
not a salient point in those 18 seconds.
Oh my God.
It's like, yeah,
Not one salient point.
it wasn't the misspeaking that.
This man argues for a living. Come on.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it wasn't the misnaming that didn't cost you the point, Rohit.
All right.
Okay, so. Oh boy, we got there's a lot of good options here. Jacob, I mean, knowing the list, what do you think we should go with? I mean, should we go with the very topical question? Should we go with kind of an anime themed question? Should we go with a Star Wars themed question?
I'm not sure. I kind of want to go with like a Marvel question.
Yeah, well, if you do a Marvel question, we should go with either the topical one or the Christmas one. What do you think?
Haven't done enough of those this game.
That's what I'm saying. So, what do you think? I mean, are we doing too much now that we have like little angsty Pergron over there?
All right, half of you guys with anime then.
Not enough to argue passionately or intelligently about it.
I've seen Pokemon.
So we're gonna nix that one then, Dragon.
Okay. All right. So should we avoid the Marvel question?
Well,
I think we should do the topical Marvel question just because.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, we should save that for like a bonus round, and then so we can spread out the Marvel stuff.
Okay. All right.
How about Dragon? You want a party, or do you want to do something else?
You know what? You want to do a hilarious question?
Yeah. What about the Star Wars one then?
Okay, let's do this. Okay. Okay. Best part of the Star Wars holiday special.
Oh man.
What if neither of us have seen the holiday special?
Well, it's going to be very interesting because you've heard about it through pop culture osmosis, I'm sure, Rohith.
Well, but I've not watched it, so I can't really comment on what's the most funny part. So.
Have you seen it, Pergron?
I haven't seen it.
All right, never mind. So I'll go with the
It's
Lucas.
the B. Arthur Barr song or it's the Boba Fett animated thing. It's one of the two. All right.
B. Arthur's the best part of anything that.
Okay.
All right, let's just go with the Lucasfilm question. All right, just. Okay,
all right.
It's a quick draw, so wait until you hear both names. Okay.
Another quick draw.
All right. Who would win in a fight? Force Awakens Han Solo or Dial of Destiny Indiana Jones?
Surprised this is actually taking you guys time to consider.
I think we both have a strategy right now.
well, eventually,
it's dueling elderly Harrison Fords. Okay.
Eventually, you guys are gonna have to say something, or else we'll have to take some drastic measures.
Is it a duel with fists or a duel with the weapons that they have?
What do you think, Pergron? How do you think a fight works exactly?
Well, that's a good question though. Like, is it just hand to hand?
Have you seen Indiana Jones or Star Wars or specifically Force Awakens or Dial of Destiny by any chance?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But they both have signature weapons, so it.
Well, I think you have the answer to your own question.
So it's
okay,
with weapons.
Force Awakens,
That's all you have to say, Dragon.
Force Awakens Han Solo.
I'm sorry, who said Han Solo?
I did.
And I'm gonna go with Indiana Jones.
Specifically, Dial of Destiny.
Dial of Destiny.
Yep.
Indiana Jones.
And yours, Rohit, is Force Awakens Han Solo.
Unless Rohit wants to block that answer.
Yeah, you wanna block me, Rohit?
I think I'm good with
That would be some fun reverse psychology tactics.
I mean, Rohit, it is a way to go. Are you sure?
Let's. I don't want no. Let's argue.
Okay,
Right.
okay. There, Rohit, you're going first when you start.
Oh my god.
Force Awakens Han Solo can beat Dial of Destiny and Jones in a fight. Force Awakens Han Solo, if we're going by Harrison Ford's actual age, is younger than Dial of Destiny Indiana Jones. He's a little more spry. He's got advanced sci-fi technology. A whip can really block a blaster shot. So Dr. Jones is going to go in the grave alongside his deceased son Mudd, who we're glad is dead from the Vietnam War.
Oh my God.
Han Solo is going to hang out with Chewie, and Daddy looks up over there.
All right, Han Solo without Chewbacca is nothing, and Chewie ain't backing him up in this fight. This is a SmackDown drag-out brawl, and you know what? Indiana Jones has gotten out of so many different situations throughout his entire life. And I think Indiana Jones, even in his old age, he might not be as quick, but he can out-quick someone who's about the same age as him. Indiana Jones is strategic. He's much smarter than Han Solo. He's more creative than Han Solo. Yeah, Han Solo has firearms. So doesn't Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones can shoot him, and we've seen how quick he is as a draw. He's...
How quick is a draw? Han shot first against Greedo. Han has advanced technology. A whip is not going to block a blaster shot. Indiana Jones is depressed. He's dealing with the loss of his son. Han Solo is just doing a smuggler thing in Force Awakens. He pulls blaster up. He'll throw a grenade. Anything to beat this Indiana Jones guy.
Han Solo is depressed and dealing with the loss of his son, so that point's moot. Indiana Jones is smarter. He's more strategic. He can get out of that fight, and he can get around Han Solo. Han Solo is going to go in blasting. Indiana Jones is going, even old Indiana Jones is going to find a way out of it, and he's going to snipe him down.
Okay. Jacob, would you like to call this one?
Actually, I would, Dragon.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say this up front. I like both of your guys' picks. You guys did very good. But I'll say this for once, we are not going to go into a tiebreaker because I'm giving my point to Pergron.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And that means Pergron wins 5-3.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Hold on.
Oh, we might have had music, but
There we go. Pergron wins.
the other side.
You hear that, Pergron? It's jungle music. I requested it
does
just
sound-
for you.
It sounded like my home.
Sounds like home.
Oh my god.
As far as I can recall, this is the first time in forever that we haven't had a tiebreaker round.
Yeah.
Which is a shocker because it was a tie the whole way through.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true.
And considering how the points really favored Rohith for especially the punishments, Pergron pulled through.
Yeah.
Was it me countering with Han Solo being depressed and with losing
No,
his son?
No, honestly, it was more like
That was a really good counter.
that did definitely help, but it was more like pointing out even in his older age, Indiana Jones was still strategic and would be able to survive.
He is a lot smarter intellectually.
And let's face it. Sure, Indy doesn't become equipped at the blaster, but if he could find one, I'm sure he could even give Han Solo a run for his money.
A smuggler's run for his money.
Yeah.
Ah.
LED says Pergron truly is the king of the jungle.
Yes.
Yep.
That's me. Got my loincloth here. Ready to go.
God.
and nothing else.
Oh no, Jacob! No, you got to
Come on,
paint that
Jacob.
picture. God, we're gonna. God.
All right.
I look like 1999 George of the Jungle.
No,
Sorry.
no, you. We will modern day Brendan Fraser. Come on. Anyway,
Do we want to do that topical speed round really quick?
guys, you down for it?
I'll do a speed round.
Since it is topical?
Rohit?
All right. Well, this one is for nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Who?
It's a speed round thing?
Yeah, speed. Well, it's a kind of exhibition belt, but yeah, it's a speed round.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Who do you recast as Kang the Conqueror?
John Boyega.
Albert Hodge. Okay, I actually want to start first because I could, if that maybe.
Well, you can't. You have to go second.
All right.
You can block my answer.
Well, that's
I'll allow it. Oh my god. All right.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Oh, I'm going.
Pergron, you're up first.
Okay. I mean, first off, John Boyega needs some love from Disney after how they treated him in the Star Wars universe. And also, he is a great actor. I mean, They Clone Tyrone was a massive, it went under the radar, but he really did kill it in sort of a serious role. And in a sci-fi role, and I think he could really handle that really well. He's looks a lot like Jonathan Majors, so he could play a variant of him. He's got the acting chops. He's a great pick.
I like to first preface it by stating that someone actually tweeted at John Boyega about if he's interested in playing Kang, and John Boyega responded with a gif from Donkey shaking his head no. So he's expressed interest in not wanting to take the part. So let's go for an actor who has who's kind of a rising star, Aldous Hodge. He's been in things like One Night in Miami, Straight Outta Compton, Hidden Figures. He's a great actor. John Boyega is 5'9", and Aldous Hodge is 6'1". So you need an act, and considering the presence, that is important for Kang. I think Aldous Hodge could bring that versus John Boyega.
All right, let's give Pergron a couple seconds extra.
Let's give him like 20 seconds instead of 15. Yeah.
All right. Now the question was who should do it, not who will do it. And I think John Boyega should do it. He's got the acting chops. He's absolutely got the attitude for it, and he deserves it. Now, I'm not sure who your guy is. I've seen Straight Outta Compton. I don't know who he picks. But being 6'1", you can embellish that with CGI, right?
Aldous Hodge has done has quality performance in Straight Outta Compton, One Night in Miami, and and in Hidden Figures. He has kind of the physicality as portrayed in his role as Hawkman, and thus he can be easily more translated to playing Kang the Conqueror, a more physical, dominating presence over John Baker's more cerebral and doesn't have the kind of presence you need from Kang.
All right. Okay. Tiki, what do you think?
Yes. I think I'm actually going to go with John Boyega just because, I really think that he resembles Majors more, and I think he could use the work more. Like, Aldous Hodge is a rising star, but Boyega is genuinely talented, and I don't want to see him just kind of fade into the background because Disney screwed him over in Star Wars. So, but I think the correct answer is Terrence Howard. Just so we can go full circle with the recastings. Keith David is the real correct answer. That's the real correct answer. That's solid.
I want to see
that was like.
I mean, this might be an odd choice, but Tony Todd would probably be good too.
So Pergron. So Aldous Hodge played MC Ren in Straight Outta Compton. So, and he played Jim Brown in One Night in Miami. So yeah, I think the fact that Boyega just kind of responded and said he's not interested, I think Boyega's kind of a point in his career. He's probably more should be more just doing independent stuff, and he's done great independent work with Breaking and The Woman King. So, but maybe he could do some more mainstream stuff. Maybe that's not necessarily under the Disney umbrella.
It's all right. I almost said Willem Dafoe. So.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to Willem Dafoe Kang.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen wasn't
There's thousands of me Avengers.
If Yahya wasn't cast as Wonder Man, I think he would have been great for Kang. But
I agree on that. That would have been good.
I mean, it's alternatively, just first of all, I want to say with the Terrence Howard, just imagine there's Terrence Howard dropping a hint that far back, next time, baby. Next time. It was a hint the whole time. But seriously, I mean, in terms of my leanings, I gotta be honest. When I heard someone pitch Aldous Hodge, before Rohith pitched it just now, it was yeah, I love Aldous Hodge. I think he's a great actor. Honestly, I really wish DC would have made him the live action Green Lantern. The animated Green Lantern he played was cool to put him in the role, but that movie wasn't great. It was oh man, it'd be perfect in live action though. we didn't do that. So I mean, that would be like given like a real meaty role to play. I mean, alternatively though, again, Yaya is definitely the go-to. But aside from that,
Rhodes, Eli Gorey, if we're going for younger actors who.
I mean, pardon me, because I know they're looking for a role for him right now, but I mean, there's a lot of talk that it's going to be in regards to X-Men. But I mean, Giancarlo would be the easy choice, but I love Giancarlo. Frankly, though, I mean, I think the word on the street is Giancarlo is going to be playing either Xavier or Magneto, potentially. Word on the street isn't really confirmed or anything, just, that's what I've heard.
I wouldn't be surprised if Giancarlo wants a more heroic character to play rather than he might.
That's what I'm hearing. It sounded like he's going to be going towards Xavier, but
well, if he's playing Xavier, we'll finally get an American to play Xavier as he is in the comics.
Yeah. Anyway, so that does it. Pergron won, and we're reaching the end of the year. So
Pergron is the champion of this year's final debate.
All right. Well, we'd like to thank Code Geass, LEB, Theme Park Priest, and Little Blue, as well as Hammer Throne 1, who just says, "Run it, boys," which I honestly don't even know what that's a reference to. But welcome, Hammer Throne. Happy to have you. Anyways. Okay. Yeah, Dragon, take it out. Take us out.
All right, folks, we've reached the end of a debate, but not just any debate. We reached the end of the year. I want to thank you all for going on this journey with us, and we'll see you at the next debate. We'll see you next time, and we'll welcome you all with open arms. So thanks for sticking with us, and see you in 2024.
Where Rohit will finally block Pergron's answer.